Welcome to solverfy.
The independent variable is the nationality of the adults. English versus Canadian. The dependent variable is the scores on the graded naming test. The null hypothesis is that the mean for Canada is 20.4. The alternative is that the mean for Canada is not equal to 20.4 because it's different from the mean GNT score for English adults. Typically alpha is at 0.05. This would be a two-tailed test because we're looking for a difference in either direction. It's not equal to. The cutoff values would be based on the critical values for a two-tailed test. For standard normal distribution, the critical values are about 1.96. If the test shows a statistically significant difference, you would reject the null hypothesis, and you would state there's a statistically significant difference between the GNT scores of Canadian adults and English adults. Therefore, the English norms may not be valid for use in Canada. Or if the test does not show a statistically significant difference, you would fail to reject the null hypothesis, and you might say there is no statistically significant difference between the GNT scores of Canadian adults and English adults. Therefore, the English norms may be valid for use in Canada. A statistically significant difference does not count as absolute proof. It indicates that the observed difference is unlikely to have occurred by chance, assuming the null hypothesis is true. But it does not prove a causal relationship or the absolute truth of the alternative hypothesis. There are two possible errors. Type 1 is rejecting the null hypothesis when it is actually true. This is called a false positive. This would mean concluding there is a difference when there actually is not. And a type 2 error is failing to reject the null hypothesis when it is actually false. That's a false negative. This would mean concluding there is no difference when there actually is a difference.